But today's topic is I feel like an alien. And this is great because I know only certain types of people are going to find this video. And if you do stumble across this video, this is for you. You know, someone would not create a video like this if it wasn't for you. This is so specific and targeted towards the people that are going through this kind of journey in their life. Rejoice, because there's someone who feels for you, who understands you, and who's going through the same thing you're going through, and has entered the dark woods, so to speak, and has some realizations for you to help you along with your journey. Please be aware, everything I share with you is not going to be, all candy and rainbows. There's a very real situation that you're in right now, and if you've been feeling like an alien or like an outsider and super lonely, even though you're around millions of people every day, there's a reason for it. So I kind of want to go into it, and if you guys haven't looked at any of my previous videos, I think one of the biggest things about life and reality and the world that we live in, and one of our purposes here is to learn and to gain wisdom and learn new things about who we are as a spiritual being, or whatever game that we're playing. Those are some of the rules of the game. But pain and suffering and loneliness and all of these things that we associate with negativity are teachers. They're there to help you on the spiritual side. On the human side, on the very immature animal brain, Homo sapien side, these are things that we look down upon. These are things we shun. These are things we avoid like the plague. These are things that no one wants to experience. But again, I remind you that comes from a side of us that's very young and immature and not spiritually advanced. And if you take some time to think and feel things out, there is so much wisdom and truth and pain and suffering and learning things through life experiences. Without bad, you would never be able to recognize good. Good would not exist without bad. Think about that in every situation, in every aspect of your life. You would not know what good food is if you had never tasted bad food. And I digress, but I'll back to the topic at hand. First, I find that one of the main lessons of feeling like an alien and being alone in the greater society is it's a lesson of self-respect. You are basically reteaching yourself how to love and appreciate who you are on a physical and a spiritual level. I know that in a lot of my past lives, and I know some of you guys may not even understand what I'm talking about here. I found myself in a position of privilege and great power and amazing, circumstances. And my guess is throughout that time and throughout those experiences, my soul maybe started to forget, certain lessons or certain ways of valuing myself or valuing life or valuing certain experiences. And I decided to come here to relearn those things. And when you feel like an alien and when you feel like you're alone and no one understands you and you live smack in the middle of one of the biggest cities, I live here in Los Angeles. I have fucking one to three friends. I don't even know. I would say for sure, do I know 100% people are my friends? I have zero. I have zero people that I can claim are 100% there for me no matter what, whenever I need them. I see them often. I don't have anyone like that in my life. I have friends though, but it can be kind of loose sometimes. And I live here smack in the middle of Los Angeles. I'm a business owner. I throw parties as one of my income sources. I'm around hundreds of thousands of people every week. I socialize with thousands of people every week, and I always come back home to myself. I always usually feel really alone. And in the past, that would kill me. I'd be so stressed out and I would look down upon that. But as I move further into a position of understanding, I'm realizing that this has all been attracted into my life by myself. And that's something that you all need to understand. If you feel lonely, you feel depressed, you feel abandoned, you feel like you're misunderstood, you are causing this pain to yourself to show something to yourself. You're trying to reveal something to yourself. And one of the things that I've realized that my higher self has been trying to reveal to me is the fact that I need to love and respect me, which means set boundaries with other people. Value myself for who I am, not to change myself or my core beliefs just to fit in with a group of people. Not to accept disrespect and violations from other people to simply keep them around, or to simply not anger them or make them uncomfortable. These are things that I was doing that were disrespectful to myself and disrespectful to who I am and my value as a spiritual being. And the solitude and seclusion of feeling like an alien has taught me, when I went into that pain, because I had to go into that pain that I was feeling in order to come to these realizations, has helped me realize, look, Brian, you are extremely special. You are extremely gifted. You are different. You are operating at another level than most people are. Hence the reason why you don't have a whole army of friends. You don't have a bunch of girlfriends and a bunch of side bitches to call. You don't resonate with them. You are special. You are here for a different purpose. You're not here to eat ice cream. You're here to maybe plant trees or something like that. Everyone's eating ice cream, and those of us that feel like aliens are sitting there like, why can't I eat ice cream? Everyone else is stuffing their faces and getting fat and getting diabetes and X, Y, and Z, and I just have this shovel and all these tree seeds. And it's just like, yeah, because you are here to plant seeds. You are here to make a difference. You are here to trailblaze. You are here to go down an entirely different path, to bring a new sense of light and understanding and energy to this planet, and to the galactic or universal consciousness. Sorry if I'm going over people's heads, but just try and listen to this multiple times and you'll understand. So that's number one. I made a couple notes for this video, and I feel like one of them is a lesson of self-respect. I put, respect yourself. Stop trying to fit in. You are different. It's time to accept it. So I feel like that's a really, really, really big message behind the loneliness that you feel, the seclusion that you feel, is respect yourself. Stop trying to fit in. You are unique. Accept it. And you need to repeat that to yourself. You need to make that a mantra. Respect yourself. Stop trying to fit in. You are unique. Accept it. So that's number one. Number two is life's conditioning. We have been conditioned to believe so many stories about what you're supposed to be at a certain age, what you're supposed to experience, what's cool, what's not cool, what looks good, what doesn't look good, what's comfortable, what you should want in a relationship. And man, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. If you feel like an alien, it's because 99% of the shit that you've been trained to believe is wrong, and it's not for you. You were not meant to just go and grab and marry some random ass woman just because she has big tits and a nice ass and a cute face. I'm sorry. You're not on that level anymore. I know it sucks. I know everyone, there's other guys out there that have that and they're eating ice cream right now. But like I said, you're not here to eat ice cream. You're here on another path. You're here to do something different. You are here to maybe teach people. And a hot girlfriend with big tits and a nice ass would distract you from doing those things. Therefore, your higher self is not going to allow that into your life. So that's something you need to understand. Life's conditioning. Life conditions us to do all sorts of things. It conditions us to think that we're supposed to go to college and get a job and be working and buy this house and have this picket fence and, like the Dodgers and watch basketball and football and, have a man cave or, what are some really big things that life is trying to teach us about, that we're conditioned to believe. The government is good and you're supposed to go along with everything that's on the TV. And, everything they're teaching you in school is for your benefit and to make you smarter. And, things about romantic love, like men are supposed to be chivalrous and give women everything, even though they never deserved it, worked for it, or proved themselves worthy of the man's love. Like, think of how asinine romantic love is and chivalry is. It's like most men literally come into relationships on their knees, giving the girl everything to make her happy. And I'm only talking about those situations in which this happens. I'm not talking about every relationship situation on the planet. That would be asinine. There's millions of different types of relationships and relationship situations. I'm talking about the relationship situations with men like me that begin in like chivalrous romantic love, where the woman is just pretty and smiles and giggles a little bit, and the guy loses his mind and, oh, I'll do this for you, I'll get this. I'll take you everywhere. I'll take you on dates, please you, make you happy, give you validation, tell you you're beautiful, try my best to give you sex that you'll remember. And if it all goes according to plan in 2 years, I'll marry you, you know, and take care of you for the rest of my life. And man, that's not how, like, I, for so long, was stuck on that path and trying to make that reality work for me, until I was just slapped in the face by my higher self so many times. I was just telling me, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. You're not a normal human being. You are a king. You are a god on earth. You do not go on your knees up to an ordinary woman and give her your love, your respect, and your wisdom for free without her proving herself, without her proving that she is an equal to you, without her proving that she is on the same level as you, energetically, mentally, and spiritually. You do not degrade yourself like that. And I have consistently throughout my life degraded myself like that, and I have learned the hard lesson over and over and over and over until I said, hey, wait a second, maybe a lot of the shit that we have been taught and conditioned and trained to believe in society isn't true, at least for some of us. For some of us, we're on a completely different path, and we need to see the errors in that conditioning and rise above that conditioning in order to be able to better understand ourselves and live a happier life and move towards our true life's purpose. So that's point number 2, erase life's conditioning from your mind. Your higher self knows your true path. Communicate with yourself. You need to do introspection. You need to do meditation. You need to go into your pain and your suffering and your loneliness. It's going to hurt. You're going to think about suicide. You may get close to suicide, but you have to do it. Your higher self knows your true path. Communicate with yourself and start orienting towards that path. So that's number 2. Number 3, you are living on a different frequency. It's time for you to accept that. Start attracting and subconsciously calling others like you to you. So, we always wonder, why don't I have any friends? I keep, asking all these guys out, all these girls out, it never works. I feel so alone. I don't get along with my family. It's because you're on a different frequency. You're on a different level. We bond and attract those in our lives that we are resonating on the same frequency with. Stop fighting it. You're like a puzzle piece. You're unique. You cannot put a screw into a TV screen. It doesn't work unless you're going to break it, and then you're going to be broken, and then you're just going to be in a fucked up situation. Try putting a screw through your brand new TV screen and watch what happens. That's what you're trying to do. And sometimes you force it and bam, you get fucked just like that TV screen. So think about that. You're resonating on a different frequency. Realize that, accept it, and start living according to that. And attract, to rid yourself of that loneliness, begin to attract people in your life that resonate on your level. And you can do this by accepting who you truly are and loving yourself for who you truly are. And then slowly but surely beginning to attract and subconsciously attune yourself to those people and those energies. And that's going to, obviously you'll move away from loneliness into a wholesome period of understanding and community. Next point number 5, is be an observer. You're here to watch and learn. Identify when you reject your higher self for lower vibrations of thoughts and feelings. So when I mean be an observer, it's oftentimes when you're on this spiritual journey and you feel like an alien, you have all of these things that you're angry about. You have all these things that you're just so frustrated about and that turn you off and trigger you and make you angry. And you have to realize, pull yourself out of that position of a fragile ego. Stop doing that to yourself. These people are not here to harm you. They're here to show you a lesson and teach you things. And once you've learned that lesson, stop letting it affect you. I'll take, for instance, years ago, I used to be very just kind of uncomfortable and turned off around gay people. It just seemed counterintuitive. It just seemed against nature, even though I was well aware of the fact that people are born gay. You can also choose to be gay too. That's, possibilities are endless in this unlimited potential reality that we live in. But I was turned off by gays due to it just seemed unnatural to me. I've learned to understand them more and more and more and be comfortable around them until I understood that my fear of them was simply a fear of myself and the potential that I had to be anything or anyone or have any sexual orientation. I am by no means gay, but I felt the unlimited potential inside of me that could allow me to be gay, which is crazy thing to say. I'm straight as an arrow, but I felt that unlimited potential within myself. And I realized, hey, all of those times that I was, afraid of gay people, this, that, X, Y, Z, I was just afraid of a part of myself. I learned that lesson by observing and being able to step back and go into myself. Now that I'm in an observer position and I have learned my lesson from gay people, not only am I not affected by them, but I'm able to sit back and watch them from a position of almost complete non-attachment, because I'm just here experiencing life. So live life as an observer. See the things that affect you, see the things that trigger you and turn you off and on, X, Y, Z, analyze them, go within yourself, learn that lesson, move forward from that lesson, and continue to observe life. Number 6, everything you know about love and intimacy is wrong. Love and intimacy is like a spider web. There are millions of different there's so many different sexual orientations. People have so many different little quirks and bumps and bruises and freckles and speckles about who they are sexually, intimately, how they believe, intimate relationships and partnerships should work. Do not ever go into a relationship thinking, oh, I'm a man, she's a woman, I'm a woman, he's a guy, I like them, they like me, this is going to last forever, and it's going to be the most stable thing in the world. Completely wrong. That person has things in their head that you know nothing about. They have certain urges that you know nothing about. They have certain intimate and sexual histories that you know nothing about. They have potentials that they can become that you know nothing about. They have things that they will learn and experience, and they have things that will influence them, that will cause them to change and shift and move and grow and expand and contract and go backwards and do crazy shit that you do not know about. And one thing that we need to do, and I'm going to make a long, extensive video about this, is we need to move into relationship 2.0, which the foundation of relationships 2.0 is communication. It is when you feel like you're building something with someone on an intimate relationship level, the first thing that you guys need to do is sit down and say, here is who I am. This is what I believe currently, and these are the things, the standards that I have. These are the things that I want. These are the flexibilities that I want. I'm like this, but I also like this. I also may like men or women. I also, have this kind of weird thing about myself. I don't want this to be a long-term relationship, or I want to be with someone for the rest of my life. I believe in lifelong partners, or I don't believe in marriage, or I believe in monogamy, or I believe in polygamy. I believe in open relationships. I believe in endless love. I believe in, restrictive love. I believe in abusive love. Everyone has a different sense of what they want and what they love and what they enjoy. And going into relationships with this cookie cutter mentality of what we see on TV and what we read in books as children, we're all just consistently getting hurt. Don't you see it? Look around you. Look at people's lives. Look at people's relationships histories. It's full of pain, chaos, misunderstanding, and craziness. And that's for a reason. That's because we do not understand the fact that everything that we have learned about relationships is not true. We are not compatible with everyone. Just because someone looks attractive on the physical outside doesn't mean that they're for you. Just because, it's just, there's so much, but just go into that, meditate on that, think about that. And when I upload my video about relationships 2.0, you'll be able to listen to that and kind of go into that. Number 7, people are scared of you. They're scared of themselves. So I have this thing where sometimes when I'm walking down the street, I can literally see in people's eyes that they're afraid of me. Like there's just something about me that they just don't understand, or that they're afraid of, or that they're just shocked by. And it used to bother me, it used to really affect me. Like, why do people seem like they're scared of me? Why do people look at me so weird or so strange or whatever? And it's because it's true, man. People are scared. People don't know, like, what, there is something about me that represents something that most people are afraid of, and they're afraid in them about these things within themselves. And if you feel like an alien, you feel misunderstood, you feel like an outsider, you feel like no one understands you, and that a lot of people just run away from you and don't want to understand you and are scared of you and run to something easier, it's true. You scare the shit out of people because you represent a next step. You represent something new. You represent something that they don't understand and that they don't want to understand at this point in time because they are not ready. So embrace that. Yes, people are scared of you. They are not ready for you right now. You need to embrace that, embrace yourself, embrace what you stand for, and continue moving forward in your journey. Go into that pain, go into that suffering, and you will learn from it. Number 8, it all goes back to self-love. This is about loving yourself. This is about understanding who you are. This is about going into the dark woods on your own, just like Luke Skywalker did in The Empire Strikes Back. When he went into that dark cave and faced his own fears and saw the potential for him to become the new Darth Vader. You need to go into the dark wood and learn to love and respect yourself for who you are. If you are a fucking 50-year-old virgin, 40-year-old virgin, 30-year-old virgin, 20-year-old virgin, you have no friends, your family relationships suck, you have no money, you're borderline homeless, you're failing out of college, you have a super shitty job, you look weird, you look, unattractive to most people. Embrace that. You were given that for a reason. That was a gift. And it sounds horrible, I know, for some people's situations, because I know some people's situations are way, way, way worse than mine. And it kind of feels weird to be telling them that. But I guess I could say I'm speaking from a higher position right now. I'm not speaking this as a human, so please take it in that way. But those things that you feel are harming you so much are actually gifts to teach you self-love. Sometimes it's such a painful path. It's so hard. Trust me, because you literally have no one, man. You're just like, oh my God, like, I am such a loser. And I don't have anything within the normal constructs of society that will prove that I'm not a loser. And that's for a reason, because you are falling. You have nothing to hold on to, so you can hold on to yourself. It's a very tough thing. I know it's tough love. Your higher self is on a whole nother level, and you have to get to that level to understand it. But it all goes back to self-love and self-respect. You need to love yourself. You need to see yourself for who you truly are every day. Work on that. Meditate on it. Feel that pain. Go into that pain. When you face that pain, it's not so painful. Trust me. Cry, meditate, do what you need to do, lay there like you're dead, do whatever you need to do to work towards that path and position of self-love. Number 9, you will have everything that you seek if you simply listen and go with the flow. One more time. Number 9 is you will have everything that you seek if you simply listen and go with the flow. These painful situations, these things that are happening to you, you need to go with the flow. It's going to hurt. It's going to be painful. You're going to think about suicide. You're going to want, you may even almost commit suicide. You may feel like a piece of trash. You may feel like you're abandoned. You have to go with the flow. You have to embrace it. You have to understand it. You have to listen. Listen to the message that your higher self is trying to teach you through your pain. If you can find out the message within it, it will get easier. And if you go with the flow of what is being given to you and what you are presenting yourself, you will be guided and driven toward what you ultimately need and desire and where you are supposed to be in life and in this world. So listen and go with the flow. Number 10, and that will close things out, is this is not an easy path. And I put not in all caps because as I started down this path, I just had to let people know, we see all these little Guy MTV yoga videos. Oh, I'm on this spiritual awakening and it's so bubbly and rosy and, dee-doo-doo-doo-doo. And I just meditated and the birds started singing and I saw a rainbow and I'm living on the beach now, living my truest, greatest, loveliest passion. Like, dude, spiritual awakening and understanding and the journey to self-love is not easy. It's not rainbows. It's not cupcakes. It's not lollipops. It is fucking painful most of the time. It has its rewards. Trust me, it has its rewards. It does. It really, really, really does have its rewards. It has its blessings, its gifts, its happy moments, its beautiful moments. But trust me, There is a balance between pleasure and pain, motherfucker. There is such a balance. And if you go into this path where you feel like an alien, you feel like an outsider, and you feel like alone, and you want to seek understanding and move down the path of why you feel like this and learning about it, please, please, please prepare yourself for heartache. Please prepare yourself for temporary or long-term depression. Please prepare yourself for your brain hurting. Please prepare yourself from you literally getting chills, from you feeling certain aspects of the universe and understanding that will just make your little puny little human mind tremble. Trust me, I've experienced it. This is not an easy path. This is not an easy path. But unfortunately, the way that I have seen things work, that if you feel like an alien, you feel like you're alone, you feel like an outsider here in this reality, you cannot avoid it. Otherwise, you will continually feel like a loner, like an outsider, or like you did not fulfill your life's purpose in this life. You can try and run away from it, but it will follow you all throughout this life and into the next. So you might as well tackle it now. It's not easy. Put on your armor, whatever that may look like, whatever that may be, and get yourself ready for just a journey of divine self-exploration and understanding. This is not an easy path, but it's a beautiful path. It's a rewarding path. It's the right path. It's like, you'll know.